Oh, alright. I'm still picking the McLaren though. Alright. Let's just see how it goes. Let's try hard this. And this is something that is very hardcore, because if you get last place at any of the races, you need to start all over from the beginning. So this is not something simple, but you know,
3, 2, 1, go!
we will see. Oh, speaking of tryharding, there is a game that I purchased that is in this Steam sales that is about tryharding. Actually, I think you like this game, Kyle. I think I remember you telling me one day that you wanted to see me play that game or something like that, or at least that's what I remember. It might not be the case, but I remember it somewhat that way, which is getting over it. I think that you say, because I remember when I told you I don't know why you don't like Champ King, and you said I don't mind games like this, but Champ King is just boring. I remember you saying something like that. And I think when you mentioned what game wouldn't be boring, you mentioned getting over it. So yes, I now have getting over it. And I might play it soon. Because it's a game that I played it like 5 years ago. And it was an interesting experience. But I never beat it. So that's like a pending debt. It's okay. Well, that's good enough for me. But yeah, I kinda want to play that. And I already have it. Champ King is the only game Twitch streamers know. I mean, Champ King is also something that I mean, yes, technically I finished the game. I finished the base game. And I also finished the first DLC, but I need to finish the second DLC. So at some point that's gonna happen. The difference with Champ King is that it's the sort of game that if you start playing it, you cannot stop until you fully beat it. And that's because the muscle memory in that game is so important that if you stop playing it for a little bit, you are gonna start fucking up in places that you shouldn't. So because of that, if I decide to play that DLC that I mentioned, I need to make sure that I don't want to play anything else. Because I can't just play a little bit and then play something else and then come back. If I do that, I'm most likely gonna fall all the way down. You know how Champ King is. One mistake can mean losing all your progress.
2, 1.
So because of that, Champ King is a game that I wouldn't really want to play. I mean, the DLC that I was mentioning, I wouldn't really want to play it until, you know, until I know I won't play anything else for a while, you know. Also, I almost forgot how the physics in this game work. You're supposed to tap the brake and then the drift starts automatically. That's pretty cool. But yeah. Getting over it, I think that it's a game that, differently from Champ King, is like it's very random. Because the physics are purposely shanky. And you know, the mouse control, which is what you use, is absolutely chaotic. Chaotic in the sense that one input can severely change the outcome. And I think that unless you're a speedrunner, you're not gonna get consistent at it. So I think that for a game like that, it's less painful than something like Champ King. Because Champ King is very precise and very, like, defined, very grounded, right? It's a game that has only champs.
Final lap.
That it's basically jumping up, jumping left, and jumping right. And you have different heights for that jump, but there's no other factor. Like, the physics are as simple as they get, right? In that regard, it's all about you, how as the player memorize the jumps and don't fuck up in how much you press the jump button. But yeah, in getting over it is more of a random mess that eventually you get lucky enough to win. So that game I don't really mind playing it even if I want to play other games. Maybe I'm wrong though. I hope that I am not wrong, but I might be. Who knows? Anything is possible. Absolutely anything. Anything and everything is possible.
Best lap.
Best lap. Another thing that I like about games like, you know, Champ King and what's the name? And getting over it is that even if summer is approaching for me, they are games that don't require anything to be run. You can run those games in, like, you know, the notebook that I used when the PSU broke and I needed to use something, and I used that shitty ass notebook.
2, 1.
Like, I'm pretty sure that even that notebook can run both of those games flawlessly. Well, especially Champ King, right? Champ King is a game that I'm pretty sure that you could run on Windows XP. Or maybe not, I mean. Because after all, what determines if you can run a game in an old operative system is not how much processing power it uses, but rather what frameworks it uses. So even if it's a game that doesn't require any performance things, if it uses very modern frameworks, you won't run that shit on XP. Champ King in a browser? I wonder if there are browser versions of Champ King. It seems like it's the sort of thing that will indeed be perfect to play in a browser. Boom, take down. Damn, that guy got fucked. Hey, I don't know. I mean, you can play Champ King Blue. I mean, after all, I see that you don't like games that require a lot of reflexes and are just very hard to execute. Luckily for you, Champ King doesn't require any kind of reflexes. It just requires you to be precise. So you can take all the time you want in the jumps. save some exceptions, but almost every champ you can choose, you know, take 5 minutes to do it, that your little guy is not gonna fall. Your little guy is only gonna fall when you decide to actually champ. So that's definitely a game that you will like, right, Blue? Don't you think? Yeah. Probably not. I mean, the problem is that, well, you say that you play games to relax, right? I think that one of these streams you say that you play games to relax. So if you want to relax, I don't think that the game might be a good idea. It looks fun, but I don't like racing. Yeah, I know. And also, no, don't worry, it's... Okay, no. Here's the thing. I was gonna say, don't worry, it's not fun. But that depends on how you view it. You know, fun is a very subjective thing, right? In the sense that, to me, the way Champ King controls makes it very fun to champ up a lot of platforms in a row. Obviously, for a lot of people, it's not very fun to fuck up once and lose all your progress. But I think that that also makes it for how satisfying it is to get to the top. You like fighting games and those have execution? Yeah, I guess you have a point. You play and rank? Yeah, there is no reason to play rank, really. Yeah. Though, if you like fighting games... Well, I don't think you like fighting games because of the execution. But let's say that you somehow like execution-heavy fighting games. I recommend you to play Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's on PC, on Steam and everything. Very cheap price. You can do some very crazy combos in that game. But yes, you need to put in a lot of work. How is the online? Absolute unspeakable garbage. Unless you use Parsec. And a lot of people, in fact, there has been Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 tournaments that were run through Parsec. But yeah, outside of Parsec, the online is... It's probably like... I mean, being a delays-based netcode is by default dog shit, right? For some reason, I think that game like has very bad implementation of delay netcode. Like even on best connections, the matches are just not good, you know. So yeah, if you want to play that game online, you better ready your Parsec and ready to scout through Discord. So I don't know why you will want to play a game like Marvel vs. Capcom online. See, here's the thing. I'll explain it to you. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is in reality a single player game. It kinda gives you the illusion that it's multiplayer and you can fight against other people. But the truth is that once someone lands a hit, the game becomes a single player game. Because the opponent will need to watch pretty much a cutscene, right? Needs to watch 20 seconds of a combo until they inevitably die. And then they get a chance to play again. But it's a low chance, you know? So yeah, you might think that that game is a versus game, but in reality it's a single player game. So there is not really any need to play online. You might as well just play against the CPU. I mean, well, the difference is that if you play against the CPU, you know, it's kind of hard to lose as long as you know how to play. But, you know, the best thing that the game has, just like KOF 13, are the combos. Like, if you play games like KOF 13 or Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you play them because of the combos. And if you want to do combos, you don't need an opponent to do that. Or rather, you don't need a human opponent to do that. Because, obviously, before the combos, there is the neutral aspect. Obviously, if you're playing against another human, before worrying about the combos, you need to worry about landing the first hit. But that's where the problem comes. Like, would you really play a game like that because of the neutral? Like, would you really want to, you know, throw random shit hoping it hits and then initiate the combo? It feels just easier to just initiate the combo and that's it, right? So that's why I say that I don't think that playing that game against other people is that good of an idea. You just want to do combos. And since you like playing games to relax, as long as you have a combo down, pulling it off against the CPU can be very satisfying and very relaxing to do. So you know that the CPU is not gonna win, but you know that they will at least pretend that they have a chance when in reality they don't. So it kinda gives you the thrill that you're comboing someone that will fight back.
Lap record.
But yeah, I don't know. It depends on how much you like the execution. If the game doesn't provide a challenge, I am biased towards it. Well, that's pretty much almost every fighting game in existence. There are some fighting games like the SNK fighting games that beating some of the arcade modes is legitimately hard. But outside of that, almost any fighting game, especially modern fighting games, have absolutely no challenge. Unless you fight against other people. But the game itself won't give you any challenge. You know. You kinda need to give yourself your own challenge. I mean, that's partly why fighting games are games that nobody buys, except for fighting game players. Because they just simply are not very good games as, you know, as a video game is supposed to be, right? Like a challenge that you overcome. Fighting games are only that if you play against other people. And most fighting games you cannot play against other people because they are dead. So that's the issue with most fighting games. You want a challenge and you don't want to fight against other people, or you can't fight other people, well, you better make your own adventure, basically. Because the game is not gonna give it to you. I think that's also a reason why a lot of all fighting games are pretty cool to... Oh wow, got out of bounds. A lot of all fighting games are pretty cool to play simply because they are challenging to get through. They are not just simple. I'm not even saying that you have to go for games like King of Fighters. Even the classic Super Street Fighter 2 beating the arcade mode without continuous or while facing the true last boss can be hard. But the one that has a true last boss is Super Turbo. The previous Street Fighter 2 versions don't have that. But yeah, Street Fighter 2 has it. I mean, Super Turbo has it. And that's something that I want to do on stream eventually as well. I mean, I was able to do it off stream like some years ago, so I should definitely be able to do it on stream. Fighting Akuma on Super Turbo. It's a pretty fun challenge. You basically need to one coin clear. There is also like some other condition that is doing it fast enough. But unless you time out every round, you will pretty much always do it fast enough, so you don't really have to worry about that. But yeah, it's a fun challenge. And it's hard as well. But you also need to be careful with what version of Super Turbo you're playing. Because if you're playing the American version, for some reason it's way harder than the Japanese version. To the point that it's almost impossible, you know, to do a challenge like that. But yeah, because of that, it's kind of a pain in the ass. There are so many nice things about those games. Well, what could also be a problem is emulating them. Emulating arcade is never straightforward.
3, 2,
So
1.
it's a little bit of an issue to do it. Also, do any of you have anything planned for the Steam sales? Well, I know that, well, Kyle share a couple of games. But anyone else? Because I don't know exactly why, but this Steam sale is as big as a summer or a winter sale. Usually on Steam, summer or winter sales are the biggest sales of the year. But because of Black Friday, this sale is enormous. And I really don't know why. I mean, I'm not complaining, obviously, but I don't think that the winter sale is gonna be as big as this one. You're $1 off buying Deep Rock Galactic. Oh, that's a game that I seen some people play. Like, I seen the name, but what is it about? Like, what is the game about? I'm assuming it's related to space. I mean, seems kinda obvious that it's related to space, but what do you do in it? We both got fucked. You mine rocks deep underground and you dance in a galactic base. So is it kinda like No Man's Sky? Or is it different? Because the way you describe it makes me think as if it was like... Well, I don't know if it's 2D or 3D. Because if it is 2D, that sounds like Starbound. Starbound is a game that you also go into planets and you start digging. It's pretty much like an interplanetary Terraria. Starbound, I mean, right? While fending off monsters is kinda like the base experience of Left 4 Dead or Payday. Right, but in that case, wouldn't it be exactly like Starbound? Though again, if it is 3D, I guess that could be interesting because Starbound is 2D. Motherbound? No, not that game. Starbound was a game that I felt that at the beginning had a lot of potential, but I think that the problem that that game has is that it decided to go too much the Terraria way, which is having a lot of scripted stuff happening, like a lot of pre-made places instead of making it more exploration based. Like it's more like a... Yeah, obviously there is exploration, but it's more like a more linear experience than I hope it will be. Starbound is an open endgame, you do what you want. In Deep Rock Galactic you have an objective. The whole map is destructible, which is pretty good. You can get lost in caves easily. Alright. I guess I should see someone play it, because the way you're describing it sounds interesting. But, you know, one of those games that it's better for you to see it than to you know, than to be explained how it is. Because I mean, for example, a game like Left 4 Dead, obviously nowadays I'm pretty sure that everyone knows Left 4 Dead. But let's say that you don't know Left 4 Dead, right? And you try to describe it. Oh wow, holy shit. That was funny. Please respawn. No, but not there! What are you doing? Uh-oh. This is not good. Well, I think the other McLaren got fucked even harder than me. So that's fine. That was pretty funny. But yeah, like, for example, if you try to explain to someone that doesn't know Left 4 Dead, like, it doesn't sound that interesting. Like, you should kill zombies with other people while trying to survive. Like, yeah, alright, whatever, right? But when you actually play it and you see what it is about, it's like, damn, alright, this is fun to play. Also, we got to Hollywood again. Problem is that this is where everything crumbles.
3, 2.
Hopefully it doesn't crumble this time. Let's see what happens. Anything is possible. Last time I choked. I wouldn't say that I choke, it's mostly that I just bad and I couldn't win. Like, it's not like I had a chance of winning because of how bad I played, so... But here, I need to pay attention. Well, basically, it's just like any other track, you kinda need to know what you're doing. Yeah, that's something that happened before too. Don't worry about it. But it's also like there are some corners that can fuck you up a little bit. Nice, perfect. And thankfully the AI is not invincible here. Like, there are a lot of places where the AI slows down a lot. And for those places, that's the opportunity you have to overtake, obviously. It's up to you to take the opportunity or just let it slip. It's all up to you and no one else. Yeah, I'm doing these corners terribly. Holy shit, that was very bad. I cannot afford to do that on the last lap, obviously. I also shouldn't be able to afford doing that. Can I catch up with this guy? Something tells me that I cannot. Well, let's see. Well, he's there. So yes, I can catch up. Nice. Careful here. Go slow. Yeah, go slow. Damn, I went slow and I still got fucked. That's messed up. The problem is that something similar to that happened the last time and I couldn't do anything about it. I mean, that's just a very, very hard section. That's the reason why the opponent also tries to... I thought I got him with that, but I didn't. It just kept going. Damn it. I don't even know where he is. Oh, there he is. Alright, there is still time. You can still do it. I think that this might be a repeat of what happened last time. Which is basically not being able to overtake him in this sector. But let's see. Oh shit! At the end?
Best lap.
He messed up the last corner. And I overtook him from the outside. Well, there it is.
Congratulations, you have won the knockout competition.
I guess I didn't even need to try hard. It's just one try, and I got it.
Congratulations.
Well, that's
You've
pretty
just beat
nice.
The best time for this track.
Yeah, the best time, more like the only time. Well, technically the second one, but there you go. The password... Wait, what the hell? The password is shot me? Excuse me? That's the password, shot me. Are you kidding me? Damn. Developers, chill. Chill out. What the hell is that password? Are you trying to tell us something? Damn, that was fucked up. Shot me, they say. Unbelievable. I'm assuming with this I unlock Hollywood, right? Like if you go to game setup, you like in single race you can, well, single race here, and yeah, well, it's called Monolithic Studios, but yeah, you can pick Hollywood basically as an unlock. Well, there is the knockout cleared.